Hey there guys, Mike here, Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. That's my little channel and I'm back guys. Got some movies to show you that I watched during October, during the month of Halloween. Kind of gets you in the spirit to watch some scary stuff. Now I watch scary movies all year, but I guess this time of year gives you time to really focus on some, especially if you're trying to catch up on some ones that you just got, or you're wanting to re-watch some stuff. It just it kind of goes together. It's kind of silly in a way, but you don't have to watch stuff during this time, but you know that. But it gave me an excuse to pick up some really good new movies that I've been wanting, and some new discoveries. So let's start right off, shall we? This is a Blu-ray from Arrow Video, and this was a first time watch for this, and I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. Horror Express. Really cool movie. Really cool. Believe it was 1972, I believe, when this came out. So it's, 50 years old. This is a movie starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and Telly Savalas, but it's not a Hammer production. But yeah, it's got a great cast. I'm trying to think here. It's directed by Eugenio Martin, also aka Gene Martin. But yeah, pretty cool. Basically, Christopher Lee is a anthropologist. He's got this huge box with chains written around it with signs saying, "Do not open, do not touch, do not look at it." And of course, something's wrong. Somebody's going to mess with it. Somebody's going to do something. You have to. So somebody suspects something's in this big box, and all of a sudden it turns out there's either some kind of frozen prehistoric type monster in there, like a monolithic man or something. Or could it be an alien? Not quite sure. But when it's first introduced, and of course they're on a train the whole time, going to Siberia, or going through Siberia, and of course madness breaks out on the train, and they're in a desolate land. It's freezing outside, so it's just a recipe for disaster and lots of fun, and it was really good. Telly Savalas was like what was he like? I'm trying to think. He wasn't a detective. He was a, what if it says here? It doesn't really say, but I can't. What was he? Was he a military person? Or maybe I'm totally off. I can't remember what Telly Savalas was. But anyways, really good movie. A lot of little surprises here and there, and it moves along really good. It's definitely a movie I want to watch again. So I had a lot of fun with this. And I have to thank Roger Kirby and his channel, Roger Kirby. He covered this for his 1972 movies and stuff. And it was one of those that's been on the tip of my fingers the whole time, like almost getting it so many times and just didn't do it. But thanks to Roger, I finally picked it up and really enjoyed it. This is a great edition on Arrow. It's packed with extras, so it's definitely highly recommended, guys. Next up, this is a movie produced and directed by Roger Corman. It stars Boris Karloff. And this was one of the first movies when they started doing the Poe movies, and the Vincent Price and the Roger Corman movies, and then Boris Karloff was in some of them also with, Roger Corman directed. But this was one they actually compiled it really from just leftover pieces from another movie. I think the story goes that Francis Ford Coppola was working with Corman at this time, and they were over in Europe making Dementia 13. And I think they had some time to spare, or they wanted to use some of the sets up, or they wanted to do something. Roger Corman was always very economical, and could get by cheap, he would. So he left Francis Ford Coppola in in Europe to put together this movie. I think Roger Corman came over and helped out and whatnot, but this is a movie called The Terror, and I've never had it. It's you see it all the time. It streams. It's multiple thousands of copies of this because I think it's in the public domain now. But yeah, really cool. I mean, it's got a lot of cool stuff in the background. Basically, some of the other names that was kind of working for Coppola, or not Coppola, for Corman right then, before they got famous, were people like Jack Hill would have a really good career in the next 10 years or so. Of course, you got the young Francis Coppola, and then even Jack Nicholson. I think he took a turn behind the camera. I think they were all just seeing what they could do, you know, and everything. But it's kind of based on, I thought Jack Nicholson kind of roughly wrote some of the story, and it was just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, and it's not highly rated. I mean, you know, everyone that talks about it kind of puts it down, people that made it and stuff, but it's really not that bad. It's one of those movies, it's another one of those good late night movies. I don't know, it just doesn't, but it's pretty cool though, The Terror. So I waited for a while to find that because I was trying to find a decent copy, and that's not even the best copy. I think it's shortened or something. Anyways, well, this movie came out during October, and I got it on release day from Amazon. This is from the Warner Archive Collection, and highly overdue movie to be on Blu-ray. Looks great. Warner Brothers have been doing great putting out some of these classic movies, cleaning them up and stuff. So anyways, 1931's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, starring Frederick March. It's got the very lovely Miriam Hopkins in it, Rose Hobart, and this is directed by Ruben Mamoulian. And this was a what do you call it, a game changer at the time. I mean, this is 31, so they're still experimenting with sound. They're trying to get sound better. They're trying to get the camera free to move around and not be so stagey. And it's really, Mamoulian went in and just did all this stuff. Like, we're going to free up the camera. We're going to move. The special effects are really cool. And stuff like that. So it was a really cool movie for considering the time period, and it was kind of racy at that moment too. It's definitely a pre-code movie. I mean, some of the scenes with Miriam Hopkins as the lady of the night, tempting Mr. Dr. Jekyll, and pretty good. But it looks really good. It doesn't say on here if it's like been like completely restored or anything, but it looks really good. I mean, I don't even think I've ever had this on physical media before. I really can't remember ever having this, but yeah, really cool. I recommend that, guys. It just came out, especially if you're a big fan of early horror, 1930s pre-code. That'll get you. Now, this is a movie I usually pull this off the shelf every year. It's one of my favorite quote-unquote scary movies. This is a Blu-ray from Arrow, and this one has the lovely Barbara Steele in it. I know Gray 1951 Media Channel, Mike, he's a big fan of Barbara Steele, so here you go, Mike. I watched Black Sunday, and this is the Arrow Region 2 release. And it's got a lot of extras on here. It's got like different versions of it, like the international version, and then it has a different soundtrack, and they have all the various little interchangeable things here. You know, the international print, different music score. So they have a lot of that here, which makes it really for interesting viewing and really cool. And I think it has it has the original artwork, the Italian artwork on the other cover, so you can flip it around either way. But there you go, Black Sunday. Always enjoy watching that one. And another Barbara Steele movie, Mike. This is a Blu-ray from Severin, and this has 3 movies on it. It has Nightmare Castle is the main one. And then it's got 2 bonus movies on here. Castle of Blood and Terror Creatures from the Grave. And I have to say they're all entertaining. Nightmare Castle being the best one. Of course, the lovely Barbara Steele. It's got an early score by Ennio Morricone. Photography by Enzo Barboni. So it's got a great little. It's got some pedigree going for it, and it's got quite a few extras for a Severin video. That's older one and stuff. So there you go, Nightmare Castle. I can't remember where I found this, if it was on Amazon or somewhere else, but I like watching that one with it. And finally, guys, this is one of the 2 Second Sight films that my friend Carlos of Eastwood for Life fan, that's his channel. We do trade packages where I'll find stuff in America that he needs that he can't quite get there, or can't get it there very cheap, and vice versa. He'll get me some European releases that you can't find here, and we'll do like a trade. We'll come up with a value number, anywhere from $20 to $50 to $100 or something, and we'll both stay within that. So it works out pretty good. So this was one of the ones I had in the trade video. This is a lovely set. 1959's The Mummy from Hammer. Finally got a really good Blu-ray of this. I've been wanting a Blu-ray for years. Warner Brothers had put out a Blu-ray some years ago, and it went out of print pretty quickly from what I can remember. But this by far outdoes it big time. It's got a good little chunky little booklet in there. I think it's got some cards or a poster. I can't remember what it is, but very nice, very, very nice. The other one was the Frankenstein movie, the last of the Hammer Frankensteins. But there you go, The Mummy. I highly recommend this, guys. If you got a Region 2 player and you really love Hammer, man, you have to get this release and the other one. Really good, really glad. Really love the color scheme. You got this purplish and yellow and green, and it just really goes well. It looks cool. So there you go, guys, The Mummy. So there you go. There is some more movies that I was watching during October. So there you go. So comments, anybody like comment on these? And if you did enjoy this episode, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're just now coming on board and you've stuck with this video this long, I shake your hand, and subscribe to my channel if you like it. So anyways, guys, I got some more movies to rummage through, and I'll be back for another episode. So you guys take it easy, and I'll see you later.